Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. There goes a little road runner running across the street. Have a problem with the brake lights intermittently failing. The third high mount brake light works, but the two on the body is not. So if you come in here on the driver's side, lift up this, pull this panel in, you will see a fuse and relay panel here. Come in here, the relay for the brake lights is right here. It's a dual relay that can be replaced with two single relays. It is in the third slot from the top, the fifth slot from the bottom. You can either pull this panel back to reach in there and grab it, or you can try to reach in there and pull it. You can also pop this panel loose somehow. Well, this looks like it. Probably my ScanGauge came back fixed. Let's crack it open real quick, see what it looks like. Yes, here it is, folks, back from the dead. Looks like it's got new screws in it. I forgot to check. Well, that don't look like it's fixed, so I don't know what they did to fix it. It's not coming apart like it was. So maybe they put a new front on there that got screws in it. I forgot to check, see what software version was on mine, because sometimes they update the software version. These have a software that is updated probably twice a year. So if you want to get yours updated, help it work better on newer vehicles, stuff like that, send it to them with the information on updating the software, and they'll update it and get it right back. I don't think this thing's been gone a week and a half, so out and back within 10 days. 5:38, finally getting to work on this car. First thing I got to do is get that sunroof frame out, clean out the tracks on it, and swap it out with the one that's in there. I couldn't find my brake parts cleaner, and I looked for it for 10 minutes, couldn't find it. It's probably quicker to run and buy a couple fresh cans than to spend time looking for the can I have. So let me go ahead and set this track out here in the back of the car and spray all this out. I started to try to clean it with WD-40, but I know brake parts cleaner is the right thing to do. Get all this grit out of it, because it felt gritty when it went forward and back. Then I'm going to take the other one out and try to salvage that right hand track, because the left hand track is broken on the one that's in there now. Just a reminder, these sunroofs are not waterproof. Water is designed to get through here. The sunroofs are designed to control the leak. So you see that little tube right there? That goes right into that sunroof track. So water will go past the sunroof into this seal, fall into this track, and drain out this tube. You got a tube on all four corners, front and back. So when the sunroof leaks, the leak is controlled by those drains. So I tried to wash all of the dirt and grit that I could out. I'm gonna do a little bit more when I get the unit up in there and the motor connected to it. But right now I'm gonna pull that glass, drop the sunroof that's in there, remove that motor and that control module from that one, put it on this one, and then install this one. As you can see here, somebody broke this dome light mount. Gotta take those out to get the new dome light in there. Got that in the car. So let me open this up, unhook my drain lines. You see your drain lines right here. This is the corner of it. That one over there, and one on the front on each side. So I'm gonna take this glass out, take this shade out, and then take this assembly out. Well, this is interesting. This one has a seal that stops here, 3-4 inches in from the corners. That one, the seal goes all the way across the front. Don't really know what that means, how to take that. But here's the chunks that I got out of this thing yesterday. So what I'm gonna try to do, or what I'm gonna do, man, this thing is up. That side didn't come up for me to get the sunroof out, so I had to drop it to get the sunroof out. So there's supposed to be 3 screws that hold this track down in here. I don't really see them. However, I see 3 or 4 bolted screws in here. Don't know how to reach those things. But I may take this down to the shop and let them show me how these tracks come out. That way I know how to get them out right, not break them. I'm gonna take that one out, see where it goes from there. But this is too far back in the roof of the car, you can't get that out. But I can slide this shade up, take it out now. Then I'm gonna take these contraptions off here real quick, swap them over to that one, get that one installed. So this little controller has a little gear in it too. Has a slot for that post to go in, and the gear has to slide on that cable there. So let me slide this in place, screw it on, then screw this motor on. I had to tape the seal onto the sunroof frame to keep it from coming off until I got it bolted up there. I have the sunroof bolted up there, but you really don't want to do this yourself. I drug it across the top of my headrest getting it out, and I sliced the top of that other headrest. So I scratched this headrest here, put a little cut in the leather. So you want to avoid doing that. I had to find something to glue that down with, and then repolish it or something. But I got it up, all the drains hooked up. Now I'm going to plug it in, run it up, hook up the sunroof, then run it back, and lubricate the rest of the track. I'm not sure if I'm going to install the sunshade yet, because I haven't put the fresh material on the sunshade. Got to be careful putting in front of the sunroof up there. I trapped that wire under there, and I hope I didn't damage this or mess up that gear's. Oh, I heard it pop in. Mess up that gear's ability to. My sunroof wasn't synced, so I had to unplug it and jump it, raise up the back, because this thing thinks it's raised up. So hopefully I plug it back in, it'll be back in sync here, and then I'll make minor adjustment to it. Got the sunroof to slide back, sprayed a little lithium grease down there, did the same on the other side. I couldn't get the sunroof synchronized, so I ran the motor till a stop, where it stops where it's level, and then I unplugged the sensor, unplugged the motor. I hooked up my jump wire thing on my jump box. I ran the sunroof closed and level, and then I plugged everything back in, and we'll see if it's synchronized now. So it's all the way open. Here it comes. It should close level. Yep, it stopped at the same position it stopped at before. So what I'm going to do now is take this down and run the motor closed, and then put this back up. I didn't install it where it was supposed to be, so it's running its limits. So this motor and this thing was run to the lift position open when I took it off of that other sunroof frame. And this sunroof frame I put it on it was closed level, not lifted. So I needed to lift this before I installed this piece. So let me drop that down, unplug it, run my sunroof level, and I should be good to go. I left both wires plugged into this. I just dropped this down. I used the switch to run the sunroof level. Now the sunroof is level. Now I'm going to put that back up there and then test it again, see if it's where it needs to be. I think we're in business. It's vented. Nice little spot. I come down. It stops. Oh, it seems a little high. It's not bad. Now when I come back, it should drop down and come back. It does go back, so I think I might be okay. It's pretty level there. Goes up there. Goes down there. Maybe I need to tighten something up, but I'm gonna fly with it there. Let's see if we can get this track assembly out here. Let me go ahead and pull that screw out and see if that gives me access to anything. Let me mess with this and get back with you. I got this to come out here. So I'm gonna pull a couple of these screws out, see if some of this track comes out. I got a screw there. I'm gonna pull that one, and I'm gonna pull these 2 or 3 here, see if this track lifts out. These 4 screws came out without much effort at all. They were snug in there with this. I didn't even put a tool on there. So those are the 4 screws. Let's see if I can wiggle this out of here somehow. Just reached through this hole, got that T20 down there, so let's see what happens now. That's the last screw I could see, even on this side. I could pull it out with a magnet or just see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with this guide. Yep, pulled that guide loose, wind deflector loose. Let's see what else is going on here. With these 3 screws out of here, you can work this up and out of there. Let's see where we go from here. I just pried the cable out. Pop the cable off of the track. Let's see what goes from there. So now I take the whole track assembly, this thing here, slide it back until that is out of there. Then I may be able to get this up and out of here. Let me check. Sad to say, I'm not really sure how this came out. I took 3 screws out there, screw out there, screw out there, unhooked this. I took screw out there, I slid everything forward, I unhooked that. I took those 2 screws out there, and I was finally able to pry this track up enough to slide it out of there. Once I slid it out, that jigsaw puzzle came apart. That track consists of 3 pieces that interlock some kind of way, and I don't know how they really interlock. So I'm not a good source for taking this apart and putting it back together, but I do have 3 unbroken pieces of track that go together some kind of way in here. Maybe I'll get one of these old Volvo mechanics to sit down with me one day and show me how this works. In the meantime, I'm going to take a few screws out of here, throw this thing in the dumpster, and clean up my mess for tonight. It's lights are coming on. It's time to wrap it up. Then first thing in the morning, I'll put the headliner in. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.